The Balearic Islands are often linked with another pair of islands located to the west, the Pituses.
The islands are located farther off the coast than the Gymnasies and faced more directly west. One of them is called Ibissus and has a city with the same name. The island's circumference is 400 stadia and its width is more or less equivalent to its length.
The island the Greek writer Strabo called Ibissus is Eivissa the Catalan, in other words, Ibiza, one of the most beautiful islands in all of the Mediterranean. This city of Ibiza clings to a rocky hilltop above a magnificent harbor. The upper city, Daltvila, is dominated by a cathedral and surrounded by 16th century ramparts built over ruins of walls built by the Arabs around an ancient Carthaginian city.
The city eventually spilled out of its enclosure and spread beyond the ramparts to the foothills in a picturesque maze of narrow streets and stairways. This is Sapenia, the old fishing district.
Ibiza has 210 kilometers of coastline, washed by crystal clear water. The island is only 41 kilometers wide at its largest point, so one never goes far without stumbling onto the sea.
The rocky coast is rugged and sprinkled with reefs. Its multitude of inlets have a particular charm. Most of these inlets are only accessible by boat, and since there is no road around the island, Ibiza is still able to preserve its many wonders from the dangers of intensive tourism.
One can occasionally see cabins at the foot of the rocks, oddly laid out in straight lines. Long ago, fishermen left their boats here. Today there's less fishing, not surprising in these shallow waters where fish are increasingly rare. And with the pollution of the Mediterranean, the catch is so modest that it's hardly enough to meet the island's needs in the off-season.
Ibiza, despite its dry climate, is covered with beautiful vegetation thanks to its large underground water network and rather fertile soil. Almonds are harvested here. Lemons and olives are cultivated.
The inhabitants of Ibiza are, by tradition, either farmers or sailors. But at one time, in the Middle Ages, farming was abandoned as the population went in search of the white gold of the salt marshes in the south of the island. These salt marshes have been known since the time of the Phoenicians. Today, Ibiza salt is shipped to Nordic countries and to the Far East.
At this spot, right near the coast, there is a bare, rocky, spectacular little island. Isla Esvedra rises above the sea to an altitude of 380 meters. Nearby is another small island, this one inhabited, although only by hand